Hello family, friends and social media. Today I am releasing this video with the intention of giving an informative message to a topic which has become of great importance to me during the last year. A lot of you know that approximately a year ago I made a big decision in my life to become vegan, but just a few of you know my reason behind this. Sure enough, you may already have heard about vegetarian, maybe even pescatarian and flexitarian, but likely not about veganism. And today in this video, I want to explain my reason I made this transformation in my life, what are the benefits, and of course, what is veganism? The difference between a vegetarian and a vegan is simple. While none of them consume any meat, such as pork, chicken, and fish, a vegetarian consumes products that are derived from an animal, so like eggs from a chicken, milk and cheese from a cow, and honey from bees. While a vegan does not consume meat or any other product that originates from an animal. Now, I am in my 10th month being vegan. Before that I was vegetarian. But before that, I consumed meat every single day, and I couldn't imagine one day without the consumption of meat. Obviously, my perception changed drastically during these past years. Needless to say that I did not stop consuming meat because I didn't like the taste. I stopped eating meat because that is the correct thing to do. Now, before I move on, I want to reiterate that this video is not with the intention of taking away the things you love, or insult you as an individual, or make anyone feel bad or ashamed. I just want to help you make an important connection and inform you about the things that most people are unaware, which the big animal agriculture business has made sure to hide from us for decades. I want to share you that the myths you believe in are not at all true. To begin with, they have told us for years that we need meat in order to survive, and that meat has the necessary nutrients such as protein, iron, and calcium. What they have not told us though is that meat is highly correlated with the number one cause of death in the world, which is cardiovascular disease, killing one person every minute only in the United States. It's also a major cause of cancer, according to the World Health Organization, who declared processed meat as the number one carcinogen, which is in the same class as cigarettes. Meat is also linked to diabetes, obesity, arthritis, cholesterol, dementia, and high blood pressure, affecting over 70% of deaths only in the United States, all of which are highly correlated with animal consumption. If this is true, why haven't we heard this before? Well, that's because the meat industry is one of the most powerful industries in the world, with influence in money and politics, paying millions of dollars to organizations, businesses, and government to mislead people. If the meat industry fails, other industries will also be affected, including the medical field and the pharmaceutical industry. After all, everything is a business. You remember me saying that 70% of deaths in the United States is linked to the consumption of meat? Yet we are not being told to stop eating meat by any medical professional. The medical field operates from a disease model. They are in the business of treating sick people, not in the business of trying to prevent people from becoming sick. Since there is no business in healthy or deaf people. The money's in the middle. People who are alive, sort of, but with one or more chronic condition. So the answer is not another pill. The answer is a plant-based diet. The only diet proven to reverse heart disease, diabetes, obesity, and other diseases in the majority of people, and maintain a healthy lifestyle. But how can I obtain my protein? Well, the reality is that when you eat an animal, you inherit the protein that the animal inherited by consuming plants. So the answer is simple. Protein is included in many other forms not derived from animals. No matter what dietary lifestyle you follow, whether vegetarian or vegan, there has never been a case of kwashiorkor, which is a disease of protein deficiency in the United States or any developed nations. And then there's the dairy industry, that has lied to us by saying that we need milk to grow, have strong bones and muscles. The truth is that countries with the most dairy consumption also has the highest rates of osteoporosis, a condition in which bones become weak and brittle. Fact that completely debunks this myth. We are the only species that drinks milk as adults from another species. Milk that was produced by a cow, not our mom, packed with sex hormones like estrogen and progesterone, cholesterol, saturated fat, and many other substances that makes milk bad for humans to consume, as it is associated with prostate cancer, diabetes, lactose intolerance, acne, weight gain, and other types of cancer that affects mostly women. In conclusion, we do not need milk or any other dairy products. And don't worry about getting enough calcium. Many other products based from plants include high levels of these nutrients. And with many milk options in the market, it's really not hard to let go of milk. On a different note, the consumption of meat kills over 200 million animals daily. A lot of us consider ourselves animal lovers and have dogs, cats, or other pets. But what separates a dog from a pig, chicken, or cow? If we see someone hurting a dog in the street, we are urged to help and do something about it. But why isn't it the same for other living beings? Right now, all around the world, animals are being transported in trucks, destination to the slaughterhouse, where they will be inhumanely killed, whether by electrocution, gassed, stabbed, asphyxiated, or slammed headfirst to a concrete floor, among others. Slow and painful deaths that a lot of people refuse to watch. Living feeling animals go in there and come out chopped up into hundreds of pieces so that we can eat their corpses. They are forced to live in small crowded places throughout their entire life with constant abuse and fear. That's the animal industry. Chickens are exploited for their eggs, and since male chicks cannot produce any eggs, they are killed on their first day of life, whether minced alive or asphyxiated in a trash bag. Female chickens are immediately sent to chop off their sensitive peaks without anesthesia, before being crammed into small water cages where they will spend the rest of their lives. When their egg production decreases, they are sent to the slaughterhouse. The chickens that are used for meat consumption are different than those used for egg production. Those chickens are fed massive doses of antibiotics that rapidly increases their weight. In less than 2 months, they will weigh so much that in most cases, their legs will break. When this happens, a lot of them die from the lack of water and starvation, when they cannot even walk to their own food and water. Their bodies are left among the living, adding to the stress and sanitary conditions. Cows are forcibly impregnated constantly so that they can produce milk. They are connected to milking machines for the majority of their lives and will only get to see their baby calf for a few minutes before being taken away, because the dairy industry doesn't want the baby calf to drink their milk that will be used to sell in the market. If the calf is a male, they are sent to the slaughterhouse, where they will be killed for veal at only a few weeks old. If the baby is a female, she will be forced to live the same life as her mother until she can no longer produce milk. After that, she will also be sent to slaughter, where she will suffer tremendously her slow death. Pigs are probably the most mistreated animals in the industry. As soon as they are born, they cut their tails off, ears, and are castrated, all with no anesthesia. You can hear their screams and cries flooding the entire place. Mother pigs are continuously forcibly impregnated and obligated to live in spaces so little where they cannot even move one step in any direction. This is the industry we pay our money to and choose to support in order to consume something that we have no need for to begin with in order to survive. No pleasure is more important than a life. Pleasure that only lasts up to a minute for us after eating, but an entire life for those victims. The animals are smart, playful, full of compassion. Pigs are smarter than dogs. Cows are loving companion animals. Their only goal is to live a full happy life, like you and me. But in contrast, they are forced to live a life full of pain, mistreatment, fear, a complete holocaust. But there is even a bigger problem happening right now that most people are not aware. The consumption of meat is killing us and is killing our planet. This year, 2019, humanity received a warning. 30 of the world's leading scientists released the results of a massive 33-year study into global agriculture and declared that meat production is destroying our planet. Humanity now possesses a threat to the stability of our planet. We are in the middle of the largest mass extinction of species in over 65 million years, and animal agriculture is the primary cause of all this, being the single most destructive industry on the planet. Raising livestock produces more greenhouse gases than the entire transportation sector, meaning emissions from all cars, trucks, planes, trains, and boats combined, and is exponentially affecting global warming. It occupies 45% of Earth's land and is also the #1 contributor to deforestation, habitat loss, and species extinction. The animal agriculture is burning the forests, including the most biologically and culturally diverse place on the planet, the Amazon rainforest. An acre of the rainforest is cleared every single second due to feeding and raising livestock. If you continue at this rate, the Amazon rainforest could be gone in a matter of 10 years. Raising animals for food is also the leading cause of water consumption, consuming 1/3 of our fresh water. Only 1/4 pound cheeseburger requires 661 gallons to produce, which is also equivalent to showering for 2 entire months. Meanwhile, there are countries and even cities in the United States with a scarcity of water. Things that normally happen in geologic time are happening during the span of a human lifetime. Time is ticking. By 2030, there will be no way back. If we do not reduce our carbon emission by 50% starting now, there will not be a way to repair the damage. Right now, our planet is as fragile and delicate as a flower. If we do not water it, the flower will not survive. We are ending our own extinction and forming part of the 6th mass extinction on planet Earth. Our forests are being exploited to more than 70% of its full capacity, and our oceans are even more deteriorated. Overfishing is extremely exploiting our oceans, pulling out more fish than they can reproduce, and taking with it the marine life ecosystem. And the big corporations and the government are not doing anything about it, as money and economic interests are more important to them than anything else. Have you realized what's happening? There are more and more earthquakes on land, floodings are higher, and global warming is reaching higher temperatures that have never been registered before. Take this as a wake-up call and take the correct actions. Let us be the change. The world is worth saving. If you do not want to do it for yourself, do it for the generations after us. Don't do nothing because you cannot do everything. Do something. What difference can I make? Said 7 billion people.
Spend all your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard